Right now, there are two criminal charges against you. Number one, drug trafficking, and number two, money laundering.
These scammers, who try to rob people of their hard-earned money, are some of the biggest scum of the earth, from taking advantage of vulnerable and lonely men looking for help.
But it seemed all real to me. I was lonely, and I fell right into this trap.
To going as far as trying to rob a 90-year-old of his entire life savings.
You wanted more money from me?
Why I wanted more money from you, you also know that you got more money, right?
And what's worse is these type of people feel no guilt and have zero remorse for their victims, making it all the more satisfying when their sins catch up to them, as they are ultimately arrested and punished for their crimes.
Put it in the property for now.
Here are 3 such cases of scammers being baited into traps by law enforcement before being arrested and brought to justice.
Hold on to that.
No.
This right here is a Chinese pickup driver who thought he had successfully made easy money when he approached the doorstep of a 90-year-old man who he believed had been successfully scammed. But unbeknownst to him, he had walked into a sting operation set up by the victim. It all started on the 27th of January, 2025, when an officer was contacted by a 90-year-old man claiming he had been scammed.
Yeah, so I'll start at the beginning. And so what happened a couple of weeks ago, I got this email from PayPal saying that I owed them, that they were deducting $599 from my account, bank account. And so then I called the support number there to tell them that not deducted, it wasn't a bill that I owed. And I ended up talking with a Jason Foster. And so things went downhill from there. He said, well, I'll give you he sent me he was able to come into my computer with an account that I could then send the money to. And going on for a couple of weeks. So anyway, I ended up with transferring $69,900. So this was done in cash, and it was picked up by a courier. And supposedly went into a bank. And so since that time, he's been pressing me for more money.
But these greedy scammers, they want more. So, on January 28, 2025, the South Windsor Police Department saw an opportunity to lure in the scammer through a sting operation with the help of the old man.
So yeah, I'm back in Connecticut, but I still have to. I still have to be able to get over to the credit union. So also, you wanted more money from me?
Why I wanted more money from you, you also know that you got more money, right? That is from the World Bank. You got 2 deposits in your account, which is in the law custody of World Bank for $69,300. So the total was $139,800. Right, Mr. Norman?
Yeah, but what is it going to take me to get my money back out of the World Bank?
That's what I'm telling you. You have successfully deposited $69,300 back to the World Bank. You remember? You have deposited $10,000 and then $20,000 and $15,000 and then $14,300. You made 4 deposits, and altogether it was $69,300 only, right?
But what doesn't make sense to me, Jason, is that originally there was all that money in my credit union account, or at least that's what it appeared to be, and so that money.
Listen, all I wanted to say here is, right now your account is having $139,800.
Feeling that the conversation had started shifting off topic, the old man is then instructed by the officer to lure the scammer to the address set up by the police department.
So you just say, I'm working on it,
Yeah.
I have to go right now.
Yeah, so I'll be working on it, and I'll be going there shortly, so I'll be in touch. All right?
All right. Yeah. So He's a scammer. I can just hear it in his voice.
After successfully planning the sting, 2 days later, on January 30th, 2025, the officers and the old man decide to execute the operation, and expecting an easy payday, the scammer showed up.
Hold on to that.
No.
Who do you work for? Do you have an ID?
You.
Let me see your ID. All right. Your state. Who do you work for?
I'm delivering express.
Delivering Express?
Mhm.
Legitimate. Do you ask him if he's got a work business card or?
American Express Delivery Exchange Center. Yeah, where does it go from the envelope? Where are you taking it? Keep saying I don't take it.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I didn't take the express. If you did, where does it go? I'm not here to get something. Then why are you here? I'm going to find a gas station to eat something and go back.
Why were you meeting with him?
Huh?
Why were you meeting here? Why are you here?
Why were you talking to that man if you're looking for a gas station?
The suspect has now been caught giving several inconsistent answers, first claiming he was there for a delivery job, then saying he was just looking for food and gas, which should be more than enough for the officers to arrest him. But to make sure they haven't jumped to any conclusions, they get a translator on the call.
Why? Can you ask him why he's here?
请问一下，你为什么来这里呢？
我来这里，找一下加油站，准备加一下油，吃点东西回纽约。
I'm looking for a gas station. I'm trying to eat some food before I go back to New York. 你在 South Windsor 这里是做什么事情？
我没在这里做事情啊，只是路过这里啊。
I'm not doing anything. I just walked by.
我又没拿什么，我又没人叫我过来，我自己开过来这里，不知道加油站去哪里，我找一下加油站吃饭也不行。
I'm not picking up any money. I'm not doing anything. Why am I not free to leave? I just drove by looking for the gas station, trying to have some food. I'm not doing anything. Why is it not allowed?
The suspect mentions that he was not there to pick up any money, but not once did the officers accuse him of that, and with the fact that he went to interact with the victim, he was inevitably arrested. In the end, he was charged with larceny, which is considered a second-degree felony. If you thought coming back to a victim you had already scammed was dumb, wait until you see how this scammer doesn't realize he's trying to scam a law enforcement officer and is being pranked in the process.
Opened and used fraudulently using your social security number to commit a fraud of more than $10 million.
This right here is Captain Ann Stevens, who on the 27th of August 2019 received a call from a scammer claiming that her identity and social security number had been stolen and that she was under investigation for allegedly defrauding $10 million.
Your social security number to commit a fraud of more than $10 million.
And that if she didn't cooperate, she would face criminal charges. But finding the situation amusing, the officer decided to play along.
Can you verify me your home address?
No, I will not.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm not going to give you my address. If you have my file on me, you should know what my address is.
Miss Stephens, you need to understand one thing over here, that I'm trying to cooperate with you on the recorded line, and even you need to cooperate with me. Alright, so can you help me with this? Recent mailing address?
My current address is 205 Saunders, Saunders.
Do you want me to read out the complete information to you about the allegation from which you can come to know everything about the case file?
Sure.
Alright. Now, there are legal enforcement agencies involved in this case, so before we go ahead and give out the complete information to you, I need you to verify me with the last 4-digit number of your social security so I can confirm that the details are given to the right person.
I'm not going to confirm my social security number with you.
The scammer was left speechless after being outright rejected in his attempt to get the last 4 digits of the captain's social security number, and wasting no time, he resorted to fabricating charges and threatening her with arrest.
And there are some serious allegations under your name. So if you think you're trying to play smart over this recorded call, you can please hang up the line.
Okay, so a sheriff's deputy is going to come here and arrest me?
Absolutely.
For what?
There's some serious allegations.
What are they going to arrest me for?
Allegations under your name.
Okay, but
As for the investigation report under your social security number, there are 7 allegations found under your name. Social Security Administration and law enforcement agencies has found 25 fraudulent bank accounts opened and used fraudulently using your social security number to commit a fraud of more than $10 million. This account were used to transfer and receive funds for illegal local and international bank wire transfer include like money laundering, drug trafficking, and for Internal Revenue Service.
so I'm going to be charged. I'm going to be charged with drug trafficking.
Absolutely, because there is someone who is using your social security number.
The scammer, scrambling for an explanation that doesn't quite add up, now decides to transfer the call to his supervisor.
Your call has been transferred to the Senior Investigation Officer. My name is Officer Jason Brown. How are we doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for your concern. Okay, now go ahead and let me know how many bank accounts are originally owned by you, which has nothing to do with the illegal activities.
Well, if it has nothing to do with illegal activities, why do I have to give you tell you how many bank accounts I have?
See, if you do not tell me how many bank accounts you have, we'll go ahead and suspend all the bank accounts which are connected to your social security. Do not blame us if you lose any money. We are trying to help you out over here, okay?
Well, I just don't understand why I'm giving you I would like to know what the allegations are against me and what you're going to take out a warrant for.
Right now, there are 2 criminal charges against you. Number 1, drug trafficking. And number 2, money laundering. Okay?
Well, that's better than the 25 the first guy told me were out against me. And they've hung up on me.
After the scammer ended the call, the Apex PD immediately tried tracking the scammers but were unsuccessful in doing so. On the bright side, however, the captain was able to expose the tactics these scammers used to defraud people of their hard-earned money, and as the video spread across the internet and went viral, it reached millions of people, helping raise awareness about these scams. However, our next victim wasn't as aware of these scams and had to figure it out the hard way.
Over. Stand by the car. Stand by the car.
This right here is 24-year-old Xiaolong Wang, who believed $20,000 of cash was waiting for him. Unbeknownst to him, the police were the ones who were waiting. To truly understand this incident, we go back to December 1st, 2024, when a 57-year-old man went to the Walcott Police Department, devastated and embarrassed, after what he believed was a romance and crypto opportunity.
It was a text, a random text, you know, and she said, oh, I'm looking for the doctor for my dog. And then what happened was I was talking with her on the text, and then she said, well, why don't you get onto Telegram? And I started talking with her on Telegram and stuff like that.
So you got contacted by a woman asking if you were the doctor for her dog.
Right.
Are you a veterinarian?
No.
So that didn't raise any concerns or anything?
Look, man, I'm already an asshole, all right? I understand I really fucked this up, but it seemed all real to me. I was lonely, and I fell right into this trap, okay? You don't have to say there was flags. There's flags all over the place.
I'm just asking a question.
I know,
sir.
sir.
I didn't.
I'm just a little nervous here.
And what did this party say her name was?
Chen, C-H-E-N, Fung, F-U-N-G.
Any other information you have on the party or anything like that?
She lives in L.A.
Okay.
It's probably not true. So what happened was, we were talking on the thing, and I said I had a brand new, pretty new Subaru. She said she had a Ferrari. She showed a picture of a Ferrari and stuff. Told her what I make a year, and then she says I made $300,000 last month. I'm like, what? You know?
The woman who called herself Chen and told the victim to call her Annie is still a ghost. Police traced the number she used to Houston, Texas, but that only led them to a 67-year-old man who, after further investigation, had nothing to do with the scam. By then, the investigators suspected that Annie might not have been operating from the United States at all, but nevertheless, she sure knew how to pull the victim in. She told him she and her family were financially successful, and if he wanted that same luxurious life, he needed to follow her instructions.
Speaking with 6 months, then she said she does trading of gold commodities on a certain site. Bing X.
What's it called?
Bing X. B-I-N-G.
Bing X?
Yeah. Yeah. So, commodities. So it'd be gold and it'd be futures. So futures is predicting if it's going to go up or down within a certain time frame, I think. I'm not even sure if that's correct.
Okay.
It could be correct. They could have mimicked the real one. I don't know.
Annie didn't ask for a huge amount of money. She made it feel safe to try, and once the victim was fully invested, the real manipulation started.
Anyway, so first we put in 1,000. I'm like, I'll put in 1,000. Right, so I put in 1,000.
To Bing X, you created an account or something like that?
No, she said do it this way. Put it into a trust first. Put into crypto first. So I put it into crypto. Then you had me transfer it to a trust wallet.
Okay.
And we got in an argument. And I said, good night, goodbye. And she didn't call me for like a week. I didn't text me or nothing for a week. And it was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I kept going back because I was a fucking idiot. Leaving notes on Telegram.
Okay. So you were still trying to communicate with her, but she wasn't responding back?
Yes.
Okay.
And she responded back. And I was glad that she was responding back. And she said, okay, we'll move that out of there to the trust and move it to the Bing platform, which could be fake or could not be fake. I don't know. I don't even know at this point. Okay. So then we started trading, and we made $500. All right. So then it continued, and then she said, could you put a little more and you make a little more? All right, so then I put in 5,000.
But Annie's trap wasn't just about easy money. Once the victim was in, she pulled him into a cycle of pressure, making every mistake feel like his fault, and every solution feel like it required more money.
She's telling me that her uncle has a firm, and they study this stuff, and then they have a program to do it, and all this shit. So we have like 7,000, and then we started doing this, and I missed some of her, what they call nodes or whatever. So we had it up to $124,000. I missed a couple nodes, and it bounced back to I don't know, I made like 20,000 or something.
That's pretty good.
No, it's not pretty good. I don't even know if I'm sane right now. Okay? So, look at it, you're dwelling on it. And she's like, well, I want you to be with me, and the only way to really make change in your life is to get all this money and this and this. And she's manipulating me, and then she says, if you put more in there, you can make a book. And she seemed disgusted that I went from 124,000, and then I lost like 30 of it because I didn't do the trade correctly.
Okay.
So I had 20,000 supposedly that I made. So she's if we put more in there, we can get it up to a certain amount. So end up putting more in, and it was supposedly with the 20 was 114,000.
How much did you put in?
I put in altogether, I think, 95,000.
After a first few trades, Annie managed to convince him he was making real money, and with every fake gain, his trust grew with it. Then Annie told him it was time to go bigger, but the next payment wouldn't happen through a normal transfer.
I did one deposit for 36,000, and then one deposit for 20,000, and it was a guy that came to the house and picked the money up. I know. Don't even say it. I just.
All right, sir. Just real quick, please stop yelling at me.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to ask you questions to help you.
Okay.
It's not going to work if you continue to yell at me.
All right. I'm sorry.
And I have to get all the facts straight.
All right.
You deposited 36,000. You didn't deposit. You gave cash to somebody.
Yes.
Okay, so that's not a deposit.
Okay.
So 36,000 and then another 20.
Yeah.
Was it at the same time or was it a different time?
Different time.
Different time. Okay. So you gave 36,000 to somebody that picked it up at your house?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who it was?
No.
Did you ever see the person?
I seen him and I was going to take a picture of him, but they didn't want me taking a picture of him. So I wasn't sure.
Was it like a hand-to-hand exchange? Did you just leave it in your mailbox?
They sent a picture of the deposit, of this dollar as a token, so when they came, you could recognize them.
Okay. But how did that person get the money is the question. Like, did you leave it outside?
I went to the Bing account and I scheduled a pickup for the money.
Annie had convinced him that her version of BingX offered a special cash deposit service through a pickup man who supposedly worked for the site. Once the victim handed over cash, he didn't receive a receipt or any proof that he had made that transaction. But later that day, the amount appeared inside his account, and that was enough to make him believe the system was real.
When you're doing the exchange, where did you leave the money for it to get picked up?
They got picked up at my house.
Okay.
I have a picture of the car, but I the plates are blurry on it. I don't know if I can help.
Okay, put the phone down, please, sir. You have to take a couple deep breaths because we're not going to get anywhere.
Right.
We just keep going around in these small circles.
Right.
Okay. Did you leave the money outside?
No.
Okay, so how did that person...
He showed me the thing. I said, come in. He counted the money. They put it in the bag, and then he went.
Okay, was it one person or two people?
One person.
One person.
Chinese.
Okay. And you set up this exchange on that BingX platform.
But I'm not sure if it's BingX. It could be a dummy thing.
Okay, but you believe it was on
I believed it was BingX.
Okay.
Even after the cash pickups, Annie stayed in his life, making him believe that the money was growing and that a future with her was still possible.
We got 115,000. Then she said she'll match. She wants to give me a gift of 100,000 to it.
Okay.
I can show you on there.
It's okay.
So she goes in through the website and loads it into my account. So now there's 214,000. And she goes, all right, well, these notes that my uncle figured out are all set. These are these time frames of things. I think it's going to work and this. So we trade, make $3 million. And then, the next day, we trade again, make $5 million.
He thought this was it. He had made a fortune that could keep him comfortable for the rest of his life. But eventually the fantasy started to crack, and the red flags became impossible to ignore.
So I go to deposit in my bank account. The people that on the platform or BingX platform, they say you got to pay the taxes up front, $1 million. So I'm like, where the fuck am I going to get $1 million from? So I asked her because she said she was rich. She said, yes, you can come up with the money. You can come up with 900,000. You get 100,000. I think they want to suck more money out of you. Went back and forth. She said, you got to maybe ask your father, your uncle. I didn't do that. I just told her I did it. And there was a time frame on it. So it said by the 30th of November, if you didn't start taking your withdrawal, you'll lose 1%, which is $5,000 a day. So that made me a little more suspicious of why there's a time frame and why on the so what happened, going back and forth. Now, she's told me her whole family thing is about her uncle, her aunt, and everything. So her uncle was supposedly the one that gives her all this information and stuff like that. But then she said, oh, he came in and he's seen all the stuff that we're doing here, and I don't know. So I said, well, let me call him and talk to him, you know, because if this is true, you got all this money, heck, I just want to get out of this. I'll give it all back to you or whatever. I don't know.
That's when the truth finally hit him. He had been scammed. Overwhelmed and embarrassed, he deleted everything, because there was another layer to the trap. He had sent Annie explicit photos of himself, and now he was terrified those photos would be exposed. But once the shock wore off, he refused to sit there and do nothing. So he went to the police.
Okay, and when did you delete everything?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
But then I brought it back. I re-brought it back with Snapshot on the phone. So I brought it back with a photo recovery, and then I took snapshots of it to put it back on the phone because I don't know how to fucking use it.
Okay, but you deleted the app and then reinstalled the app?
No, the app's. I got the address for the app. I could put it back on if you want.
What do you mean the address? You either had...
Like, you know how like you go to a site and then you download it?
But the more he told the police, the worse the situation became. The victim didn't just lose all of his money, he lost that and some more. To keep feeding the scam, he had dug himself into an even deeper financial nightmare.
I know I put it some of my own money. It's like 95.
Well, okay. When you mean your own money, was this not your money?
It was borrowed money. I borrowed it from the bank. I borrowed it from loaners. I borrowed one from the credit union, one from the bank.
Okay, you didn't say that. You just said
no,
you
not
made
the bank.
deposits.
Yeah, a bank.
So you took out loans for these?
Yeah, for the 15 and yeah.
Okay, you didn't say that before.
I took a $70,000 loan, and then I took a $15,000 loan, and then I put all the rest of my own money in.
So, again, you're jumping all around. You have to keep a timeline. You did 1,000 of your money, then you did 5,000 of your money. What was the next deposit? Was it your money, or did you go get a loan?
The last two deposits were the loans. So there was deposits before that.
Okay, so we need to backtrack. After the $5,000 of your money that you put in, what was the next amount of money that you put into this?
The victim became more and more upset until he was crying in front of the officers and kept repeating that his wife and children hated him and that his life was over. And at that point, the officers called in an ambulance so he can be taken for evaluation. But that wasn't the end of the story. On December 6th, 2024, the victim came back with a new development. Annie had contacted him again, telling him she was disappointed that he had disappeared on her, but instead of cutting her off, the victim saw an opportunity. He played along and apologized, telling her he wanted to open another Bing X account and claimed he was going to steal $20,000 from his father to start investing again. Annie took the bait. She helped arrange another cash pickup, and when the pickup driver arrived expecting another cash handoff, he had no idea the police were already waiting.
Get down. Turn around. Over. Stand by the car. Stand by the car.
What?
Stand by the car. Put your hands behind your back. We're just detaining you, okay? It's an investigation.
What?
We're detaining you.
What?
Okay. Sorry. No English?
When the officers searched the suspect, they found exactly what they were looking for: dollar bills with serial numbers that matched the photos sent to the victim, 3 cell phones, and multiple visas. Wang was charged with second-degree larceny, first-degree telephone fraud, and criminal impersonation.